one of the number one people to get accurate information on what's really going on around the world is that individual, David Icke. He's been studying all that these globalists and these bankers and these international and monarchs have been doing for like the past 30 years since he's been alive. That's what he's been studying for the past 30 years. And that thing's like 70, 72 years old. So, mind you, I've only been studying all this globalist agenda for only 4 or 5 years since I got out of the military. So my perspective and my insight on a lot of these things is not going to be as accurate and as precise as David Icke's and individuals like other individuals like him that have been studying all these conspiracies that have been planned against the global populace for the better part of the last 2 centuries. Like, what's been going on is not new, man. We just think it's new because those that came before us failed to do their part and failed to relay the information as they got through it, right? So I'm doing my best to relay that information right now. Hopefully I gave you your answer on what I think about this whole COVID or this whole viral thing. Me myself, I haven't put on a set of gloves. I haven't put on a mouthpiece since all this shit happened. So to me, this is more like, this is another flu. And to me, I think the most dangerous thing that anybody could be watching right now is the news. To me, the news is COVID-19. The news is what's getting everybody sick. You get me? Because people that weren't sick and people that were maybe mildly sick are taking everything that's going on to them, they're taking it to a whole other extreme, all right? So any preventative measures that people would have taken last year, they're not taking them this year, all right? They're avoiding all those preventative measures. They're avoiding getting out in the sun. They're avoiding fresh air. They're avoiding contact with people because they're so scared because of what the television news is falsely inculcating them with, all right? So people are not acting normally. We're not acting how we would normally act. We're not acting rational. We're acting irrational and with no sense whatsoever. So that's one of the reasons a lot of people are also dying. And again, they're not dying from this COVID-19 because as many already know, the World Health Organization and the CDC and I don't know who else fucking other, they've been demanding that hospitals just list COVID-19 as the cause of death rather than them having it like anybody else that had diabetes but died of heart failure, right? So that's one of the problems right now, man. A lot of people are passing away of flu, of pneumonia, of cancer, of diabetes, of heart attacks, but they're all getting categorized as COVID-19. There's no medical examiners coming around and doing no examination of body. There's none of that stuff is being done. Bodies are being burned or whatever the fuck is happening, and we're not getting the correct answers. Why? Because they want us fucking running around like a fucking chicken with its head cut off. They don't want us having the right information. They don't want us all being on the same page. They want us to be divided on all these fucking subjects, from COVID-19 to 5G to mandatory vaccination to the watering down of our fucking rights to the removing of our constitutional rights. They want us to be divided on anything, and they want us to be inconsistent with everything that's going on, so that there is no way that we can all get on the same page. All right, they want everybody socially distanced. They want you 6 feet. All this shit that the individuals in power that have been in power for the better half of this whole century, they all have the same agenda. All right, there's a book that I've been reading. It's called Technocracy Rising. It's called The Trojan Horse of Global Transformation. All right, this book was written, I don't know, let me see. This book was first printed in 2015, and the second print was in 2016. These motherfuckers have been like in cahoots since like 1913, if not earlier, right? The Rockefeller Foundation bought the piece of land on which the United Nations was founded in like 1940 something, right? The Council on Foreign Relations, the CFR, the Trilateral Commission, the International Monetary Fund, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Planned Parenthood, which was funded to depopulate the world of mostly African Americans, but now, you feel me, it's kind of expanded to the brown and the black and every other community that they could get their hands on, because it's all about money, it's all about greed, and it's all about control. Individuals that cannot control themselves are always going to seek to control others. This is why knowledge of self is so essential, and this is why, like, even though I spread information on shit that not everybody is aware of or that wants to fucking hear about, at the same time trying to bring some insight and some value on some positive shit. Like, because at the end of the day, I want to inform, but I don't want everybody to be running around scared, anxious, and distressed, disinformed and misinformed, because I'm sharing a whole bunch of different information and most of it is just fear mongering. Nah, I hate the fear mongering. I don't like people in fear. I didn't like being in fear or feeling out of place when I started acquiring all this knowledge. And I had to learn that I had to go within to fucking find a solution for all the problems that I thought were outside. Like, there's a lot of exterior problems, and you guys need to, we know that. We know that the world is going to shit. What the fuck our government is doing, what the individuals in power are doing, it's all jacked up. But we cannot solve those problems with the same jacked up thought process that we may have right now. We need to correct that shit. We need to know ourselves. We need to acquire knowledge of self. We need to become more aware of our spiritual qualities and how to bring those things into harmony. Because as much as we want to solve everything that's going on right now, it's not possible unless we all get on the same page. And that's not possible unless we all work on ourselves. That's the only thing that's possible right now, is working on yourself. Everybody's locked in their house. You can go, obviously you can go outside if you choose to, but many people are going to choose not to go outside. And what I really wish is that more people would really start working on themselves, really focusing on that self-development, on developing their spirit, on developing that Christly, that God-like essence in them, and to become more righteous and more holy, more one, more undivided in thought and body and in spirit, all of it. And that's the only way. Like, sometimes I really don't give a shit about lighting a blunt, right? Because I gotta be honest, not just with myself. I gotta be honest with everybody else, even though I may feel uncomfortable, because I not only because others may judge me, but because I'm judging myself in the process of doing what I'm doing. What's good, Montana? Ya tu sabes. So I say I don't care, but we all care. We all care to an extent. And we can act like we don't care, but at the end of the day, all that does is make shit worse for us. If we simply cared a little more, if we simply had some compassion, I'm not saying worry so much about the opinions of others. I'm saying care, like care. Care how you feel about yourself. Care how the wrong actions which you may take may affect others. If you're doing something right, if you're doing something good, don't let that shit stop you from continuing to do that. That's when you really shouldn't give a fuck about what other people think and say about you. When you're doing what is good, what is right, what is just, what is noble. You feel me? All that good stuff that we all preach upon others, but which some of us kind of lack within ourselves. Because we think that just because nobody's watching, that doesn't mean anything. Let me tell you something. That consciousness, that voice, that all-seeing eye that is right there, that essence of life is always watching. And if what we're doing in private isn't what we're preaching in public, there's gonna be some conflict, and we're gonna try to find ways to kind of like hide that. And believe me, yo, we should all do our best always, man, in every given circumstance, we should always do our best, because there are so many options for not. You get me? There are so many options. There's so many reasons from society, but yo, within us is the answers that we all seek. Like, it's good to also look within. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't go outside and seek knowledge. I'm saying it's important to find that balance where you're both looking inside, but you're also looking outside. You're asking for answers, and then the answers that are revealed, you're applying those solutions, and you're solving something. And I don't know, man. Shit is crazy. Shit is crazy out here. I had a crazy fucking dream this morning. Many of y'all know that I was in the military, so I kind of have that outlook on life, whereas, you feel me, I grew up in poverty, but yo, my training, my education, what has remained has been that military training that I had for the 5 years that I was in the Marine Corps, and that kind of brings me an insight and a view on life that not many civilians have it, and not all veterans also have it, because not all veterans are as patriotic to that Constitution as some others. Some are more patriotic to the flag and to the bullshit that government spew than they are to the actual Constitution and the writing that has kept this nation a lot more freer than other nations for like the past 200, almost 300 years. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna continue to stay positive and wake up with a purpose, so that I can find purpose in these days. I hope that anybody that sees this also kind of like receives some form of light and understands that nobody else can give your life purpose but yourself, because it's really easy. It's really easy to feel, with everything that's going on in the world, it's really easy to feel purposeless in today's day, yo. I just read an article posted by Third Eye Opener yesterday. I'm gonna finish with this, but it was like Tennessee has recorded more suicides than individuals dying from COVID-19, and that's crazy. You feel me? Because suicide, I believe that suicide is on the rise right now. There's so many people that killed themselves before this shit even started, and there's a lot of people that are going to continue to commit suicide, both because of what is written in scriptures, they taking it too literal and they're not really knowing themselves, and also because of maybe they're not ready to accept all the crazy shit that is to come, and they may feel like there's nothing that they can do. Yo, there's power in number, and there is even more power in courage. And I think Brian Rose was talking about this earlier. Alex Jones told him something like, "Hey, courage is contagious. Courage is contagious. Courage is like, it's like confidence, man. Courage is like confidence. If you display confidence in front of other people, and you display that confidence in a way that other people can also receive some of it, you give other people around you confidence. And the same comes with courage. There could be a crowd of cowards, but you put a courageous individual as the leader of that crowd of cowards, and that crowd of cowards can overpower an army of leader led by one coward. All right, now this is something that comes from Lao Tzu, Art of War. All right, this is what true leadership is about. And each and every one of you that is watching, and that has watched this, and that will watch this, you are all leaders in your own light and right. All right, you came here to fulfill a duty, a righteous duty, and you may feel some type of way because you have been ignoring that duty that has been given to each and every one of us through comfort and through pleasure and through distractions. And we need to kind of like bring ourselves back and understand that, like, yo, we can have all this fun, we can have all the pleasure, and we can have all the good that life has to offer if we simply did all that we should and need to be doing, rather than just what we want to be doing. And with that, I leave you guys, man. Do your best, nothing more and nothing less, all right? And do your best not to take all this shit that's going on in the world too fucking personal, to where you stop yourself from doing what you need to be doing, all right? I'm out. Thank y'all for joining. You have a great rest of your day. One.